Welcome to Villamania YouTube channel. Right now we are working on our new collection and decided to share with you this tutorial where together we're going to create those three lovely inlays which you can put later on a chain or a cord and wear as a pendant. You can see our inlays have different designs and shapes. Two of the inlays are going to have those small lovely sunflowers standing out from the edges. And the central piece is going to be without sunflowers standing out, so it's going to be a normal peyote stitch which we're going to craft together. Two pieces with standing out sunflowers are exactly the same, so together we're going to create one of them and one central piece, and then you are going to create the third one by yourself. As always in our tutorials, the free for download pattern is available in the description section of this video. The pattern has all the details, all the knots, all the moves you need to do, and of course it has separate pattern pieces for the external inlays with sunflowers standing out, as well as for the central inlay which doesn't have the sunflowers standing out and has their straight edges, as you can see on the pattern I'm showing right now on the screen. The patterns for the inlays which are standing at the edges are the same, and they have repetitive cycles, so two sunflowers on top and two sunflowers on the bottom. And the schemes are exactly the same, they're just symmetrical. On one of them, sunflowers on the left, and on another one, sunflowers are on the right. But the scheme is exactly the same, and we are going to create the left one together. Let's now look into the materials which we are going to need. We will need Miyuki Delica 11 size, white color, I'm using number 200, black, number 10, yellow, number 1592, and two shades of green. I'm using 2125 for the lighter shade and 724 for the darker shade. This time I also decided to use a splash of gold, so I'm going to use 1834 Miyuki Delica for the gold one. And then we will need a pair of scissors, beading thread, white color, and beading needle size 11. As I'm preparing to start, I wanted to remind you a couple of things. First, on our channel, you can find few tutorials which are explaining in a lot of details how to create peyote stitch. You can see the link to one of those tutorials in the right upper corner, but there are a few available, so check them out. Secondly, once again, I'm reminding you that you can download the free pattern. And with that, we are ready to start. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and to put your like or comment and to leave us your opinion if you like this tutorial and if you want us to create something similar. So we will be happy to read your feedback and also reply to your comments. As always, I'm taking about 1 meter of the thread, I'm putting my stop bead, and with that, we are ready to start. As always in peyote stitch, we are starting with 2 rows at the same time, so rows 1 and 2. In this row, we're going to have gold, white, light green, dark green, 3 yellows, light green, dark green, and white. All we need to do is to put all those beads in the order on the needle, one by one, and pull all of the beads you put down until they reach the stop bead. These are the beads for rows 1 and 2. Now we're going to create row number 3. In this row we have 1 white, dark green, black, light green, and white. And the principle of peyote stitch is the following. You skip the first bead on the thread which you already put and put your needle through the second bead on the thread. Then you pick up next bead, new bead, skip one from the thread and put your needle through the next one on the thread. Picking up black one, skipping one, putting needle through the next free one, picking up another bead, skipping one from the thread, needle through the next one in a queue, and finally we pick up our last bead, which is white, skipping one and moving your needle through the last bead we put on the thread at the first step. Here is our peyote brick wall starting to be shaped. Our next row is row 4. In this row we have gold, white, 2 yellows and another white. Here is our peyote wall, which we shaped in the first step. So you pick up one bead and move your needle through the neighboring standing out bead. So we're picking up one white and putting our needle through the next bead which stands out, like this. Picking up one bead, putting the needle through the next bead which stands out, in this case black. Next yellow, again moving needle through the bead which stands out of the brick wall, as I call it. And finally last bead on this row and move your needle through the last standing out bead. Here is our first 4 rows of the work. Next row is row number 5. 2 white beads, 1 yellow and another 2 whites. Same principle, picking up new bead and moving your needle through the bead which stands out. 2 whites, 1 yellow and another 2 white beads. Row 6. In this row we're going to have gold, white, light green and 2 dark green beads. So let's do it. We put in gold, pull in the thread. Don't forget to pull the thread so that your work looks condensed and accurate. Two more beads in this row, green and green. Now we are moving to row number 7. In this row we have 1 yellow, 2 dark greens and 2 white beads. Always same principle, picking up 1 new bead and moving your needle through the bead which stands out. Another dark green and then 2 white beads. Here is what we have so far. Moving to row 8. In this row we are going to have 1 gold, 2 whites, 1 light green and 1 yellow. Gold, 2 white beads, one light green and yellow. Moving to row 9. In this row we're going to have 1 black, 1 light green and 3 white beads. Put in black to shape the center of our flower, light green and 3 whites. Next row, row 10. 1 gold, 2 whites, light green and yellow. gold, 2 whites, pull in the thread a little bit, light green and yellow. Next row, 11. In this row we have 1 yellow, 1 dark green and 3 white beads. Let's stitch it. Here is what we have so far. Row 12. 1 gold, white, dark green, light green and white. And now we exit as normal through the yellow bead. So putting last white and moving needle through the yellow petal as always. Why is it important? Because now we need to add 2 yellow beads which will shape the petals of the flower. We exited from the yellow C bead. Now we will put 2 yellow beads at the same time on the needle and move our thread through several beads to shape the flower. Let me show you. So you pick up 2 yellow beads and move your needle through the very first petal of this sunflower which you made. Now you move your needle from right to left through the second petal you made, like this. And now you turn 180 degrees and move into the opposite direction through the petal number 3 and exiting finally through the petal number 4. You sort of made a loop around the center of the flower and shaped 1 yellow sunflower. With that, the first cycle of our beading is over. Next row we need to do is row number 13, and it's exactly the same as the row number 1. So this is our repetitive cycles, 12 rows plus another 12 rows. I will make it together with you. I will just speed up the video a little bit. So we do row 13, in which we have 1 white, 1 light green, 1 yellow, 1 dark green and 1 white bead. Next row 14, in which we have 1 gold, 1 light green, 2 yellows and 1 dark green. Next is row 15, in which we have 1 white, 1 dark green, 1 black, 1 light green and 1 white bead. Next is row 16, in which we have 1 gold, 1 white, 2 yellows and another white. Here is what we've got so far. Next row is 17, in which we have 2 white beads, 1 yellow and another 2 white beads. Next is row 18. In this row we have gold, white, light green, and 2 dark green beads. Next is row 19, in which we have 1 yellow, 2 dark greens, and 2 white beads. Next is row 20. In this row we have 1 gold, 2 whites, 1 light green, and 1 yellow. Row 21, in which we have 1 black, 1 light green, and 3 white beads. Three more rows to go, so row 22. In this row we have 1 gold, 2 whites, 1 light green, and 1 yellow bead. Now we move to row 23. In this row we have 1 yellow, 1 dark green, and 3 white beads. And the last row we need to do is row 24. In this row we have 1 gold, 1 white, 1 dark green, 1 light green, and another white. When we finish this row, we will again need to add 2 yellow beads to shape the petals. So you pick up 2 yellow beads at the same time, put them on the needle, and move your needle from right to left for the very first petal you made. Now for the second petal you made, again right to left, like this. Now you turn the direction 180 degrees and you move from left to right, putting your needle through the third petal and now through the fourth petal of the flower. So your second external sunflower is made. Last step we need to do is to shape the tube. To do that, we will be zipping the ends of your detail together. So for that, you see, I twist it in halves so that both edges are standing close to each other. And now with my needle, I'm sort of zipping my work. To do that, I'm moving the needle first through the standing out bead on the left side, and then through the next standing out bead on the right side. And you continue it until the end. So one on the left side of the work, one bead on the right side of the work, another one on the left, on the right, another one on the left, now on the right, another on the left side, and you exit through the gold standing out bead on the right side. And now, when you pull both ends of the thread, your tube will be shaped and you won't be able to see any distance or any space between the beads. You have a fully formed sunflower by doing the zipping process. All you need to do now is just to secure both ends of your thread. What is good about Miyuki Delica, these beads are very precise, so you don't need to do any knots. All you need to do is just to move your needle with the thread from multiple beads diagonally. So you can see I'm going from maybe 3 or 4 beads on one direction, then I'm turning around, moving through a few beads into the opposite direction, and I'm repeating these steps a couple of times, moving my needle through 2 or 3 beads. That's why I recommend to use Miyuki threading needle, because it's very thin and it allows you to go through multiple beads at the same time when you need to secure your thread. Now the first thread is secured, and I need also to secure the thread which is left from the very beginning of the work. Again, move your needle with the thread multiple times, and here we go. This is our first detail of our future pendant. Small, tiny piece, which has one edge straight and another edge with 2 standing out sunflowers. We have now finished the first detail. The second detail we're going to create is going to be exactly the same. So all you need to do is now to go back to the beginning of the video and repeat all the steps we took so far. 2 equal details are going to be on the left and on the right edge of our pendant. When you made 2 details, which will be at the edges, we can move on and switch to the central piece. This piece is going to be easy, normal peyote stitch without any sunflowers on the edges. You have the respective pattern, which is called Central Element. In the download section, again, you can download the pattern. It also has 2 repetitive cycles consisting of 14 rows. Same as previous time, I'll roll out about 1 meter of the beading thread. I put my stop bead at the end of the thread, and now I'm ready to start. So rows 1 and 2, 1 gold, 1 white, 1 yellow, 1 black, yellow, light green, dark green, 2 whites and gold. So you put all of those beads on the thread, and now we start our peyote stitch with the next row number 3. Gold, light green, white, yellow, and another light green. So as always in peyote, you pick up 1 new gold bead, skip the first bead from the thread, and move your needle through the second bead in queue, in the row. Now you pick up next bead, which is light green, skip 1 from the thread, and move your needle through the 4th bead. Pick up next one, which is white, skip 1 and move your needle through the next bead in the row, which is yellow in this case. Skip 1, move the needle through the next one. And finally pick up 1 more last bead, new bead, which would be light green. Skip 1 bead and move your needle through the last golden bead on the thread. Now our row number 3 is ready, and we can move to row number 4. In row number 4, we're going to have 1 gold, 1 white, 1 light green, 1 yellow, and another white. And from now on, we're going to do regular peyote stitches without any external petals as in the external details of our pendant. So just you're picking up 1 bead and you're moving your needle through the next bead which stands out in the peyote row. The first 12 rows of this central inlay I'm going to do at the regular speed, so you can follow me step by step. The repetitive cycle, I'm going to speed up the video as I did in the external inlay. One last bead in row number 4, and we can go to row 5. In row 5, we're going to have 1 gold, 2 yellow, 1 light green, and 1 white bead. Let's do it. Gold, yellow, another yellow, light green, and white. Row 6. In this row we're going to have 1 gold, 2 whites, 1 black, and 1 light green. Next row is row 7. In this row we are going to have 1 gold, 2 yellow, and 2 white beads. Don't forget to pull your thread so that your work is accurate and stable and every bead sits exactly next to the neighboring one. So we put 1 gold and 2 yellow beads, and now we need to finish the row with 2 white beads. Here is what we have so far. So we move the next row, row 8. In this row we're going to have 1 gold, 2 white beads, 1 yellow, and another white. You can also see how I'm handling my piece. So I'm actually taking it between my 2 fingers so that the work I'm doing is visible to me. With only top row, the one I'm stitching through, is sort of above my fingers. That makes my work stable, and the needle goes exactly where I want it to go. Next row 9. In this row we have 1 gold, 3 dark green, and 1 white. Next is row 10. In this row we have 1 gold, 1 dark green, white, dark green, and another white. Next is row 11. In this row we have 1 gold, 2 whites, 1 yellow, and another white. And you know, as any crafting, especially with such small beads as Delica 11, don't hurry. Maybe, I don't know, switch your favorite music and just enjoy the process. Of course, sometimes your thread will go mad, or you'll have some knots or some incorrect beads placed, but that's all right. It's just normal handmade process, so enjoy it. In row 12, we're going to have 1 gold, 2 yellow, and 2 white beads. We finished 12 rows, just adding last bit to that. This is the work we have so far. And now we move to row 13. In row 13, we have 1 gold, 1 white, light green, black, and another white. And when this row is finished, we are going to actually repeat the steps we have already taken. So starting from row 14, I'm going to speed up a little bit my video, because as you can see on the scheme, next row, row 14, is exactly the same as row number 2. So I'm going to speed up every next row we're going to make. Just follow myself or just enjoy the music again and just repeat the steps we've already taken. So we continue to row 14, in which we have 1 gold, 2 yellow, 1 dark green and 1 white bead. Row 15, so we do gold, light green, white, yellow, and another light green. Row 16, in which we have 1 gold, 1 white, 1 light green, yellow, and another white. Row 17, in which we have gold, 2 yellow beads, 1 light green, and 1 white. Row 18, we have gold, 2 white beads, 1 black for the center of the sunflower, and 1 light green. Row 19, in that row we have gold, 2 yellow for the petals, and 2 whites. In row 20, we have 1 gold, 2 whites, 1 yellow to finish the sunflower, and another white. In row 21, we stitch 1 gold, 3 dark green beads, and 1 white. We have 3 more rows to make. So row 22, 1 gold, 1 dark green, 1 white, another dark green, and another white. In row 23, we're going to have 1 gold, 2 white beads, 1 yellow, and another white. And in our last row, row 24, we will add 1 gold, 2 yellow for the petals, and 2 white beads. And now, as you can see, at the bottom of our detail, we have 3 yellow petals. When we zip the detail together, they will finish this upper sunflower and it will be all as one. Now, as in previous case, we need to zip the detail together to shape a tube. For that, you fold the detail in half and you start moving your needle through the standing out bit on the left side and then on the right side. Again, on the left side standing up bit, which is white in this case, white standing up on the right, light green on the left, yellow on the right, pick up just one, black on the left, yellow on the right, white on the left, and you exit through the gold standing out bead on the right. And now again, when you pull both of your threads, you will not see any gaps between the beads. Your tube is finished and sunflower is complete. All you need to do now is to secure the threads. We do it in our regular manner. We just move with our needle diagonally through several beads, I don't know, 2-3 beads at the same time. Pull the thread, and then you move through a couple of more beads. You rotate your needle into 180 degrees and you move through several beads in the opposite direction, and you repeat that process multiple times, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 times, to make sure your thread is secure, and then you cut it. Now you repeat the same for the second end of the thread which you have left, and your central inlay with that will be finished. Here is what we managed to do. This is our central inlay without any sunflower petals standing out. And now we have all our 3 elements ready together. So here they are. So there are 2 elements with the petals standing out, which will be your left and right element. And there is one central one, which is without standing out petals. So you can put it nicely on the chain or on the cord. Now I'm putting all 3 elements together onto the chain, which I have. And here is our result. This is beautiful pendant, which made of 3 separate elements. They are quite dynamic, those elements, and they sort of move a little bit as you wear them. You can wear them like this, 3 together. Also, what you can do, if you prefer a little bit more minimalistic design, you can only use one, which to my taste will be the central piece. So you can combine either 3 together or just wear one of them. I hope you like this design. Please let us know what you think. Of course, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, press the like or click the bell to receive the notification. And as you always do, please leave us your comments, or if you have any questions, we will be happy to reply to all of them. Thank you very much for watching us, and happy crafting!